So it's not for kids.
I do have something that I was tweeting about recently, which is these I Heart Nerds shirts.
Yeah, I saw you crashing out.
I've only seen 2 individuals wearing that shirt in my life, and both times it's like, I don't know why someone is wearing such a shirt, but the thing it makes me want to do is to be like, hello, I'm a nerd. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you're telling me that you love me.
I don't know. It feels very chuggy in like a pejorative way. There aren't even cliques anymore in school. All kids are just like depressed. It's not like they're like jocks and nerds or whatever.
Oh,
even that just feels like a little derivative.
I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, like there are no nerds. Like we're all watching Marvel movies. We're all playing Pokemon.
Yeah, wearing an I Love Nerds shirt in 2026 is like wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt in 2014.
See, but yeah, and so you're turning it into like the exact kind of gatekeeping that I was kind of alluding to, which is just kind of like, what did you sacrifice to nerddom to make that claim?
They don't say that they are a nerd. They just say they love nerds.
Right. I guess that's what I'm getting at. And so it's like, will they let me info dump all my Jujutsu Kaisen opinions on them? Or is that not what love is?
I think the way you worded it was good, though. The way you worded it was resisting the urge to tell them about this.
Yes.
As opposed to like, I have a thing to say to people who, your thought process is correct. It is okay for you to have these sentiments. It is not okay for you to go up to them and tell them about it.
But it's not even that I want to give them an unsolicited opinion about the shirt. The fact that they're wearing the shirt gets me excited.
You're like, oh, really? Name 10 nerds.
It's not that. I'm just like, oh, you love nerds. That's what I identify as. You know what I mean? Like, I need attention.
Hello.
That's why I started a podcast.
Hello, I'm a nerd. Nice to meet you.
Like, honestly, and it's like, it's kind of like, if you're wearing that shirt and that happens, were you expecting that? You know what I mean? Like, is it an invitation or not? That's what I don't
think so. I think they saw the shirt, or one of their friends saw the shirt, thought it was funny, and then they got it.
But if they really loved nerds, they would understand that it is literally an invitation. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think you're thinking about it way more than they did.
Maybe
I'm making generalizations. Maybe my psychographic understanding of this individual is not correct. Wow, that sounded like a nerd sentence right there. And
this is starting to sound like the Big Bang Theory, like for real.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe my psychographic understanding of this individual is actually incorrect. That's what you sound like. Maybe they really are a friend of nerds.
Okay, Olivia Rodrigo. We just wanted to say big congratulations on becoming the first woman in history to debut her first 10 top 10 Hot 100 hits in the top 10. I'll repeat that for folks who are confused. The first woman in history to debut her first 10 top 10 Hot 100 hits in the top 10. I still don't understand what this sentence means.
I believe that there's a collection of hits that are in the top 10. And she's picking 10 of those.
What? No, is she picking them, or are they saying? The way I understood it was her first 10 songs that debuted in the top 100 debuted in the top 10, all 10 of them. Like there was never a like 11th on the Billboard 100. Like all 10 of the top, all 10 of her first 10 debuted in the top 10. What I really think is this sentence was written by AI.
But maybe it wasn't, and it's actually crafted to be like the perfect rage bait because you're now sharing it.
I guess I'm talking about it, right? Yeah. Right. First 10 top 10 Hot 100 hits in the top 10.
First 10 top 100 hits in the top 10. Why do they call it oven when they oven the cold food? Of out hot, eat the food.
Man door, hand hook, car door. Oh, we're going to have a big bibliography for this one, huh?
Cutting way too deep for the normies. Cutting way too deep for the people who don't wear the I Heart Nerd shirts for this episode.
I'm going to feel real bad the time that somebody actually gets in a car accident because they're like, what the fuck are they talking about? And they're like going on Wikipedia or like know your meme while we're still talking, while they haven't noticed that the traffic has come to a stop.
Yeah.
Please don't do this.
You know what I want to just bring it full circle as merchandise, and maybe we can get the rights from him. An I heart, and then like the third thing is actually just a screenshot of the man who did the If Joker Could Beatbox. And it's like him right when he does like the like that, the squeaking.
We'll just do a whole series like I love the Joker beatbox. I love a cone.
Oh, that's what we need on our shirt is Cone, founder of Senate Magazine. Just like
there you go.
The double whammy. Like we get like an army of people wearing that and to come to London with us to just blow Dan Jolin's mind clean off.
Or I Kiki nerds. Just like the Kiki symbol.
I Kiki boba. Like
we'll have an I Kiki meat and boba potatoes.
Yes.
Welcome to Shelf Stable, an award-nominated podcast celebrating board games that have stood the test of time.
I can't tell if you're doing the award-nominated thing, like ironically still. But I'm the other host, Tom Bowers. Today, the thing we're talking about is checking in on those New Year's resolutions. We're halfway through, believe it or not. But before we talk about that, let's just talk about board games we've been playing recently. Kenny?
Somewhere beyond the sun. Tom, I got to play Beyond the Sun from 2020. Did you like that? It was a riff on Beyond the Sea.
What's that?
It's designed by Dennis K. Chan, published in the States by Rio Grande. Beyond the Sun is an interesting enigma of a game because it feels like it's from a different time, but it came out rather recently. Mm-hmm. In this game, you are kind of doing worker placement. It's more just action selection. Functionally, it's worker placement because there's different action spots. You go to a spot to take an action, and if somebody's already there, you can't go to it. But in reality, you can pretty much go to any spot, and the worst that'll happen is like you have to pay like one extra or wait an extra turn or something. There's not multiple workers that you're placing down. It's just the one peg that you move from spot to spot. So really, I consider it more of an action selection system where you sometimes can block people. Really, the big thing and the thing that you'll notice when you look at this game is that it has a huge tech tree. The board is functionally the tech tree. It's bigger than the actual little teeny weeny area control map that you have off to the side, which is funny because like tangibly, the little area control map with the planets and stuff, that's like what's actually happening. But then you have this tech tree board that's like 3 times the size of it that is like the focal point of the game. For good reason, right? Like in this game, you don't win by just moving your ships around. You win by navigating the tech tree in a way that's more efficient and more effective than other people around you. And there's all these fun things, right? Like you're building that tree. If you're the first person to get to that spot in the tech tree, then you get to pick what direction it goes in. So you can kind of steer the game in terms of things that would give you more of an advantage than others. And the other thing is there's just like a very nice dance, a nice interplay between the area control and the tech tree. The tech tree on its own just provides you interesting powers and benefits that will further your game regardless of the board. But the board really benefits from these and is like an easy way to get points and kind of manifest the fruits of your labor. Yeah, it's a really weird one. One thing I will say is like, if you are like big into artwork on games, I just want to prepare you. Like these tech tree cards, it's not even like they have minimal art. They have no art on them. And it's the majority of the game. They're just cards, sideways cards with text on them.
Okay.
We're talking less art than innovation.
That's an accomplishment for sure.
Really, you're playing this game for the feelings it evokes. That's pretty much as much theme or setting that you're going to get. It's not even that it doesn't have table presence. I think it has a decent amount of table presence, but it's not the kind of table presence of like, oh, wow, I'm really immersed in the visuals.
It's not sitting there like Gloomhaven with minis and, and explosions and whatever Gloomhaven has going on.
Beyond the Sun 2020.
Well, that sounds like a cool game, Kenny. I was playing a cool game too. I don't think I got to talk about this one the last time that I played it. So it's finally graduated into shelf stability. It's called Imperial Steam. This is from 2021. So just squeaking on in there. Designed by Alexander Huemer and published by Capstone Games. Imperial Steam is a train game. It may be unlike any other train game that I know of. Imperial Steam is interesting because I almost want to accuse it of being everything and the kitchen sink. Like they needed an editor for this one. But at the same time, I think it's meant to be so thematically resonant that the rough edges give it a texture that I think is unlike most other games, if that makes sense. It basically, it's like it's doing almost too much, but everything really does end up kind of moving in tandem. It was a very impressive design.
How does it compare to some of your other favorite titles? Because it feels like it's in the same wheelhouse. Like, where do you put this at this point? Because you've played it multiple times now.
Yeah.
Clearly, you enjoyed it enough that you've played it over and over. So,
and it's weird because like it feels like I'm only just now kind of starting to crack it. I don't know where to put it. It's doing so much that's so unlike the other train games that I've played. And it is like a bit of a behemoth.
It doesn't feel like a train game from what I've seen.
Well, that's the funny thing about it, I guess, is that like I think you're kind of right. It's resource management, action selection, sort of a pick up and deliver, but you're also sort of managing your stocks. Like, it's very unique. But at the same time, it's going to feel very familiar to people who've played a lot of, I think, Terra Mystica and similar. I like this one, I guess, like more than I think I do, if that makes sense. Like, my body wants to play it more than my brain does. Does that make any fucking sense? my id desires this game, but the intellect is like, nah, that's a big chungus. But it's also kind of not. Like, it's a very big game that you can actually play within like 2 hours with 3 reasonably experienced players. Like, if we'd each played it once before, it can move pretty fast, honestly. It's a teach and a half. And it
feels long.
Yeah, it's a chungus setup, but I guess the turn by turn is pretty quick because it's just action selection. It's not really worker placement. There is a kind of cost to putting your own workers on the same spot twice. But that's all there is to it, right? And everything else is basically just like pros and cons. Do I do this now or wait for later? Like, you know, and leveraging investments to the best of your ability and tight resource action that is going to culminate into one big, like either a big fuck you at the end or a big yippee. Like, you don't know which until you accomplish it. My recommendation to people is to not go try hard, math it out, Jorbs mode. Like, just do vibes, man.
That should be advice for every game, honestly. First play, do vibes. Imperial Steam, I've been curious about this one, but I've also been kind of dragging my feet to play it with you, and I can't tell you why. I will comment on the one thing that I can confidently comment on. The name sucks.
I don't disagree.
Can you imagine making a game in 2021 and calling it Imperial Steam? Hachi Machi. Like,
what blows my mind
in 2006. Like,
right.
You can call it Imperial. If you made in 2009, maybe you can call it Steam. But like, it's like there's so many games with the word Steam in them, and there's so many games with the word Imperial or Imperium.
Yeah, it is crazy to me that it wasn't already taken. And it's also kind of bizarre because I'm like, does it have anything in common with the games to which it sort of owes its title? Is Age of Steam a worker-based action selection?
No.
Like game? Like, I haven't played it yet.
It is pick up and deliver.
Yeah.
Well, clearly this is a riff on Dune Imperium.
It's funny because like I don't know that I could reasonably predict how you will feel once you actually play this game. I kind of want to guess that like you won't love it, but you'll be pleasantly surprised. Because like despite the fact that it really just like threw everything at the wall, no idea was cut, still feels like it sings.
It's Imperium. That was Dune Imperial Steam from 2021. All right, we're going to talk about a game that's a little bit simpler. Yeti and My Spaghetti from 2015.
That's nasty. I did not want that.
It's designed by Uncredited. Publisher PlayMonster. PlayMonster, credit your designers. It's rude.
Yeah.
2026.
Credit where it's due, man.
001 Post Goon. Like, come on. Yeti and My Spaghetti. You're never going to believe this, Tom. There's a bowl and you put spaghetti on top of the bowl. kind of like...
Isn't this like one of those games that I always see at Walmart? Is that...
Yeah.
Okay.
You got like these wavy sticks that are spaghetti, and you put them scattered all over the bowl. It looks like a bowl of spaghetti, and then you put the Yeti on top.
It makes me think of like Don't Break the Ice or like the Cooties
It's
thing.
like a classic kids dexterity game. Think Kerplunk, or think like pick up sticks, or Don't Break the Ice, or even Jenga. Take turns doing a thing that's precarious until, oh no, you made the thing drop and you lose.
Right.
I was not enthused about playing this at first, but my daughter really, really wanted to try it out. We got it from the library. I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. That's the reason I'm bringing it up.
After this, you posted on Reddit, is my daughter cringe? She forced me to play this Yeti game with her.
Well, here's the thing with Yeti and My Spaghetti. Do I think we'll be dropping this at a game night with just adults? No.
Okay.
Is it one I would rather play over a lot of kids' games? Yes, I think this is a new pattern in games I'm talking about. So let's dissect what this does over Kerplunk, because I can think Kerplunk is probably the closest analogy that people are familiar with, and I do not like Kerplunk.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So Kerplunk has kind of a rough setup. You got to stick the sticks into the butt plug or whatever, and then you got to like pour all the beads into the like open area.
Calling it a butt plug when it's more like those like magician boxes where they like stick a billion swords in something, like it's
well, you're not sticking that part up, you know.
I'm really worried for your ass, man, based on this and the other one.
So Kerplunk, you have to stick all the sticks in it. You got to put the marbles in the top, and then some of the marbles fall through, and then you got to put the sticks so that they don't fall through, and then finally you get it precariously balanced and the thing falls over, and all that to like pull a few sticks out, and then all the balls fall out. It's functionally the same thing, except with Yeti and My Spaghetti, you put the spaghetti over the bowl, you put the Yeti on, and you're good to go. You are cooking. No pun intended. That's the first plus for Yeti. I really like that about Yeti. You just like hit the ground running. Most of these games, you can't do that. The second thing about Yeti and My Spaghetti is that there's kind of a fun little thing about the spaghetti. The spaghetti, I don't know how many different shapes they have. They're all clearly just like wavy, straight lines.
Right.
Which I get is like a non-sentence. But they all have a different wave to them as far as I can tell. I haven't seen a duplicate. You can't really visualize how a piece is going to come out because of the waviness of it. Like something could seem very liberated, but then you have to like kind of like jiggle it out, which leads to the next thing. There's a dexterity to how you spin and pull out the spaghetti pieces. It's not just a straight line. So you kind of have to like figure out the dance of it.
It's like a literal skill issue.
Yeah. There's surprising amount of like, oh snap, I did not think. And there's also that moment where you like pull on something and you can clearly see it's like very taut, even though you thought it was going to come out easily, and you're just like,
is it like Jenga rules where now you're locked in?
Yeah, you kind of have to like deal with that one, and you can do whatever you want to get it out, but you do have to pull that piece out. There's something here. I would easily play this over any of the other fall things. I'm going to say even Jenga. Like Jenga without any sort of enhanced rules or anything additional. It's just way more setup, and it's very loud and obnoxious. And it's like a lot of build up for something that you could like do repeated plays of in a shorter time with something like Yeti. So
yeah, basically the biggest advantage is that it has a huge setup advantage, number one. And then number two,
you've got like skill considerations.
Yeah, there's more depth.
Yeah, I really want to like temper the praise. I don't want people like running out to go get this.
Right.
I guess if you're sitting in a Walmart and you're debating between Jenga, Kerplunk, and Yeti, I'd say go with Yeti or Jenga. And then I would probably say go with Yeti.
Wow.
That was Yeti and My Spaghetti from 2015.
Well, that sounds neat. I will have to try it in an adult-only group, and I will go out and purchase it in order to make that experience happen. That's my takeaway. That's Yeti and My Spaghetti from 2015. Kenny, I recently played a game that you recently talked about. It's called Finca, and it's from 2018. The box art makes you think it's a lot older than that. It's designed by Wolfgang Sentker, Ralf Linde, and published by franjos Spieleverlag.
Spieleverlag?
Spieleverlag. Sure. Franjos Spieleverlag, maybe. Finca is a game with a Mancala board, and that's what makes it more different than most other games in this genre. The other thing about its design is it has a lot of the elements we tend to attribute to designers like Knizia. I almost said Freedom and Freeze, but I guess he's not necessarily the kind of guy that would make this kind of game, although it does have the F in it. So I think I kept thinking it was by him until I played it. You talked about it the week before, Ruel, and it was... it's a game where you just are picking up dudes and then you're plopping them down and you find out where you land, and that gets you a fruit. And the number of fruit you get is based on how many other things are in that spot, and so on and so forth, until you have the right combination of fruits to be taking the tiles that you're trying to get. And if you get the right combination of tiles, then you get additional bonus tiles. And that's pretty much the entire game right there. And I don't know what I want to say about it.
You seemed like completely neutral after playing it.
Yeah, it's like we played it, and then right after we played it, I was like, that was a game that exists. I almost forgot that I'd played it, honestly, until I was looking at my logged plays, and I was like, oh, fuck, yeah, that's right. Like, I should talk about this one.
One thing I remarked about it is it does what a lot of like more complex Euros do, without all the BS. Like, it feels like you're in and out and you're like focused on that thing. It's not quite a Knizia because I feel like it's not exactly lean. It falls into a lot of Euro stuff, but it's very concise in its vision, I guess. And that's what I like about it, but it almost feels like that worked against you. Like it made it like a water-like game for you.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think it's just at the end of the day, like what's the story that I'm going to be telling about this game? Like, that Austin just so happens to lucksack the fact that the Mancala setup that is coming around on my turn is totally fucked. And it does the thing that I'm starting to realize I dislike in general in a game, is that I can't think about my turn very much at all, because by the time it gets to my turn, the state that the game is in is going to be so fundamentally different than how it was at the end of my last turn, that there's almost nothing to think about until it's like nearly my turn.
Each person is only moving one thing, and in a max player count, that's like 3 moves.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, I mean, this game does not have like downtime that... It's not hurt by analysis paralysis, unless someone was really trying really hard. I just feel like the Mancala board is such a chaos engine that, and this is probably where I'm wrong, it's like maybe even trying to comprehend thinking turns ahead seems like insane. Like, unless you played this 1v1, and even 1v1, I probably almost prefer the OG Mancala.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm making it sound like I hated this game. I guess it's just kind of like it rolled off me like it was nothing. And that's where it's currently at.
You know what? I'm right. You're wrong. This game's cool. It's okay to have bad opinions sometimes, as long as like you don't think they're like objectively correct.
I think this is on your list, or no? It's not. It's a contender between this and Five Tribes, and I'll tell you this: Five Tribes ain't going anywhere anytime soon. I'm sure someone can do Mancala to an even more amazing effect. Knizia, I don't know how you're not on that, but I don't know that. This is not a usurper for Five Tribes in terms of dominating like the Mancala idea, at least for me.
That's Finca from 2018.
I think this game's kind of mid.
100 games to play before you die.
Okay, Kenny, it's time to talk about the 100 games that you're required by law to play before you turn 177 years old. And game number 77 on that list is Riichi Mahjong from, I don't know, fucking ancient times, and designed by a collective known as humanity.
Is that really what you wrote in there?
It's Mahjong, baby.
Allegedly, specifically the Riichi variant can be traced back to the 1920s.
Oh,
but they are not able to find a central source. It just that's when Mahjong had been brought over to Japan from China, and then like it had been somewhat formed into this other variant that's pretty distinct. Mahjong is our rummy game on the list. We're going to be doing an episode at some point about rummy, but like there's quite a bit of variation in rummy, but Mahjong is probably the one globally that has the highest impact. Specifically, Riichi Mahjong, I think, is the most gamer of the Mahjongs. And this is very much an opinion. I'm not one of the like Mahjong gatekeepers. There's quite a bit of like Mahjong gatekeeping in the Mahjong subreddits, at least. A lot of American Mahjong hate, which I don't get because American Mahjong is very interesting. It's just like so different. But I think what really makes Riichi stand out and what makes it resonate more with the 100 list is that there's near perfect information, firstly. Every time you discard a tile, that's known and the order is preserved. So there's almost like a log of the game on the table. There's also like set hands, and those hands, there's no variations of those hands from table to table as far as like the primary rule set that everyone uses. So you know what people could be potentially going for. There's a lot of rules that safeguard people winning by stealing your tiles, doing things that they're not supposed to, things in place to make sure that like basically if you study the board and you understand what's going on, you can mostly counteract plays and things like that. There's definitely a lot more agency than there is in a traditional gambling game. If we compare this to like poker or something. I've talked a lot about what makes rummy different from poker. In both, you're assembling certain types of sequences, whether they be runs or sets or something else. But the difference between a rummy game and a poker game is that in a poker game, you decide if you're going to move forward, and it's like a more or less a binary in most poker variants. Whereas in rummy games, you're playing the whole time, and it becomes how far you're pushing, how far you're risking. Because the more you try to assemble something cool for yourself, the more value your hand gets, but also the more you're potentially feeding things to other players. And I'm making generalizations right now, you know, and I'm definitely thinking of this in terms of Mahjong. Of course, different rummy games are going to have different conditions and rules, but I think that's what's interesting about the gambling in a game like Mahjong. You don't necessarily fold as much as you start discarding things that you could have used, but you know they're safe to discard and things like that. So it's like you can partial fold and things like that. You can also fold bluff. You can also fold in a way that is pivoting your hand to something else. So instead of just completely saying, I'm not going to win this round, you're like, I'm going to win with something smaller to cut you off from winning. And all that plays into a very interesting game. With Riichi in particular, you win by drawing your last tile. Everybody pays you. But if you win by using a tile that somebody discarded before you, they pay you the entire amount. So you can snipe people too. You can specifically target somebody that's in the lead, or you can just make sure that somebody functionally goes bankrupt. All that kind of stuff is really cool. I don't know. This is a game that like it's really worth experiencing. It's intense. It's traditional. It's authentic. It has truly stood the test of time. And it just has so much to explore. There's such a high skill ceiling. I think its biggest downside is all the stupid little rules. And, you know, people are going to say, they're not stupid. They're stupid. Come on. I respect them, but like, it's really a huge barrier to entry.
Yeah, poker's very much the same way, but even compared to poker, especially if you're like in America, or I imagine like most English speaking parts of the world, right? Like you're not going to have the cultural cachet behind you to sort of back up your understanding of like the sets and the special hands and all those sorts of things. And so it's a headache and a half to wrap your mind around all the possibilities of what the frick is going on in this game. Even more so than poker, but it kind of like poker, once you start to understand it, once you start to see how it's about managing probabilistic outcomes. Yeah. It becomes pretty interesting for sure.
This is definitely a game that has layers. That was Riichi Mahjong from supposedly 1920.
From as long ago as Dick Van Dyke has been alive, which is crazy to think. Do you think Dick Van Dyke's played Mahjong?
Maybe he invented it.
Maybe. All right, time to stop talking about Dick Van Dyke. It's time to get into the real meat and potatoes of this episode. The part of the show that people listen to more than anything else. The part of the episode that they're scrubbing through right now. The part of the show The main topic, the meat and potatoes, the steak.
It's not your best.
I didn't sleep well last night. It's the main topic of this week's episode, and that is it's the mid-year check-in. Time to find out if we've been fucking up or coming up with cool ideas for how to live our life and our New Year's resolutions. Kenny, how has it been going for you?
It's been going great.
Period. Enough said.
I definitely had a lower barrier than you did, though.
Lower barrier?
Yeah, my stuff was like play 10 games. It's like, did it. Get laundry done.
What?
If you shoot low, you're not going to ever be disappointed in yourself. I think Ludacris said that in Fast and Furious 2.
You got the laundry done?
Hell yeah.
How?
We call it Laundry Mountain. You just got to get to the summit. You got to get summit fever.
Oh, okay.
What about you? How's it going? Because you've been joking about it not going well, but I know for a fact, just on memory alone from when we did resolutions, that A, your resolutions were more realistic this year, and B, I can remember certain things that are on that you did.
Yes. Ever since I saw this on a fucking TikTok or whatever, I was like, that's the move. Make a bingo card. What have we bingoed? There's 25 items on this card, one of which was right in the center. It was Play Shikoku 1889. If you've been listening to the show at all this year, you know I did that. So boom, knocked it out. Right above it actually is Finish Characteristics of Games. We did that.
Hey, there you go.
We talked to Richard Garfield.
We did do that. That wasn't a bingo though, right? You're just...
Was not on the bingo. It was just like I finished the book so hard I talked to the author after the fact.
Can you imagine if that was a thing? Like if you read it like so intensely, the author just shows up. Stephanie Meyer's just
scary.
there. And you're like, how did you think of like werewolves and vampires? What was the inspiration?
So I have a few interesting items on this bingo card. So in the top left corner, I put acquire a Steam Deck. I still...
That's definitely a like pre-AI kind of goal.
Yeah, before it became ungodly expensive. I think this would still be possible, but it's like it's just such a non-priority, and I don't know why I was like thinking about this so like hard at the time that I made this bingo card.
So you did do the Family Feud episode, and I would say you did an excellent job on that.
Oh, thank you. Because
I can't imagine that was easy, and it was like very well prepared from my perspective.
You know, I'm glad it went well, and it seemed like everybody had a good time.
Did you beat Ian at Twilight Struggle?
I haven't played Twilight Struggle with him at all this year.
I just saw him post like 23 undefeated games of Twilight Struggle against Tom, and I thought like, oh, you had played 3 of them or something.
I think what he's joking about is that he will invite me to a game, and then I think I like accept the invitation, then forget a game is like going.
And you time out.
I think that's
really
happened
funny.
at least once. Yeah.
How's your earnings from poker?
Oh my God. Well,
are you tracking?
Is that even on here? Oh, hit $1,000 net earnings from poker. Oh Lord. Yeah. The only way that's ever going to happen is if I start, like, I just need to go have one epic session in Ontario, which I think is like the closest thing I can go to.
Such a bad idea.
I think I could win $1,000 in one night playing poker at $2, $3 tables.
Net earnings, Tom.
Net earnings.
So every time you try and you fail, that counts.
Oh yeah, it's true. If we started over now and we didn't count anything else I did this year.
That sounds like a gambling addiction. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah, that does sound like that.
If I just reset right now and I just go over there and just put a ton of money on the table, I'm pretty sure I could make 1,000 net.
It's funny because I was actually playing poker a lot just last week while some of Helena's family was in town. For whatever reason, we just, like, the 4 of us, we were all like, yeah, this is what we want to do. And it's just literally like buy in for $1 and literally, I mean, basically go
fine,
for broke.
Right? One thing I appreciate about our podcast is, like, in a world where a lot of media personalities are like moving more into gambling, bringing it to kids, whether that be like the craze with the Pokemon cards right now, or like the straight up gambling Twitch channels, We are like a cautionary tale on why gambling is bad. Like just hearing your updates of like, yeah, I still haven't done really well, but I'm very compelled to keep doing this. It's like this 15-year-old right now listening to this, like, this guy's a loser. I don't want to gamble. Sorry. I'm not saying you're a loser. I'm saying the 15-year-old is saying that.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I hope that's the thing that teenagers who listen to our show are taking away. It's just that, like, it sucks ass to play poker. Like, getting good at these probabilistic games is a huge endeavor that takes genuine effort.
There's no get rich quick.
I basically don't have it in me at this moment in time to actually go as hard on this as I thought I did, definitely at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I was very hyped. And then I hit that point where I saw how much real work it was going to take to stay consistently winning at poker. And I was like, that ain't me. I just don't have the energy for it, essentially.
Yeah.
I think there's like some timeline in which I like, this is like the thing that I go all in on. But I kind of like what I did get out of it, which is that I have a much better understanding of poker than I did even 1-2 years ago. I think I could sort of hold my own at your average home game at this point. And I think that's like an okay enough place to be for me for now. And I'll just leave it at that, probably.
I think that's a really solid thing, yeah. Having an experience with it and having learned something from it, that's more than most people get out of things that they do.
Yeah, hitting $1,000 in net earnings, quote unquote, is I don't even know how I would calculate that at this point.
I just assumed that every time you played, you had like an Excel spreadsheet or something.
I was doing that at really early on, and when I was playing online, and I just decided not too long ago to basically quit playing online altogether because it wasn't working very well. I'll just be honest. It's like the money was going away, and two, tracking it is just like its own endeavor. Yeah, it's just kind of mildly and mostly annoying. But I will say that like the last few times that I've been in like a home cash game or whatever, even if the stakes are pretty low, I generally understand what I'm doing, I think, better than I used to. And I don't think I could make like a killing at it. And I don't even think I could be consistently winning if I played up against people who were like showing up to the Gamblers Hall every weekend.
Yeah.
But I could probably get like one good night, right? But like, yeah, how many nights is it going to take till I get there? Probably too many. But who knows?
So custom samurai bags.
Yeah, I still have all the fabric for that and have not committed the time.
That one I feel like you could easily do before the end of the year. You just kind of like push through.
When the deadline comes up.
Yeah. How many Lacerdas are you at? You had a goal to play 5 Lacerdas.
I have played 1 of 5.
I mean, that is more than most people would be able to do. And I think, honestly, this one you could probably do if you really, like, push yourself to do it.
The biggest problem with playing Lacerdas is I do not want to read those rule books. And
you just always got to have somebody that's going to teach it.
I think we have friends that are a fan. And so it's just a matter of being, like, in the chat, like, bring on Mars. Like, yeah, do it.
I'll learn one of them if you're, like, if nobody knows it or...
I probably could too. I don't know why I have such an aversion to the rule books these days. And honestly, you know what? Rodney's out there. He's making those videos. I'm pretty sure he's got one on Vinhouse. Maybe. I'm going to go look it up.
Hit an H index of 10 by 10.
Oh, we're way past that. I'm at like 14.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I don't know why. I can't believe I was like, I must have been like at 8 or something.
What else? Is there any other board game ones here? Oh, play an RPG one-shot.
I haven't played a lot of role-playing games in general.
Didn't you play a D&D campaign with your kids, though?
I did. I don't know if I want to count that. It could count, I guess, if I need it. It's like, technically, I did this, yeah. But when I wrote this, the spirit of it was more like play a non-D&D role-playing game. Okay. So in my mind, this is Dread or this is Dialect. Like, I think those are my top 2 desired. Alice is Missing, maybe, if that counts.
That counts, yeah. I would say that's definitely in the wheelhouse. Well, like I said at the beginning, I mean, I kind of think it stands. You have been doing way better on this. And it looks like you have some like lines that you could potentially do the bingo on.
Yeah, there's a couple here that I think could actually happen. What's baffling me is that I put Beat Metroid Prime 4 on here. What the fuck is that?
You said that and I was like, are you sure that's the one you want to do? You don't want to do like Metroid Prime? Because 4 was bad.
I don't know why I did that. I'm going to change this to finish reading Jujutsu Kaisen, which I just did yesterday. Holy.
I'm okay with modifying these. Some of these were done when we were on an elevated state of I can do anything in 2026.
Yeah, I guess so. I was definitely high on life at the start of this year. And honestly, I'm getting back into the high of it, but it's kind of like more of a pivot moment here.
Yeah.
Stuff's brewing.
Like a Mahjong hand, the more you progress, the closer you get to completion, but also the narrower and harder it gets.
Exactly. I'm always comparing my life to Mahjong.
Do you want to really quick go through the games you have played that are new to me, stable games? Because I feel like that's probably one that the audience is interested in.
I had specifically 50 games on a list that I have not played. They are shelf stable. Most obvious progress that I've been making is in the GIF project. I've played 2 out of the 6 of those, the canonical GIF games. Recently, we did Underwater Cities. I managed to play Keyflower, which is also on my shelf of shame. Lord of the Rings, The Confrontation, and a handful of others that just kind of have been on my list in some way or another for a while now. Skyjo. There's a bunch more on here, and some of these I don't know if I'm really going to realistically be capable of doing it, like War of the Ring.
That we just have to find a copy. But if we do, I mean, it's not that crazy. Like, it's not one that is any more intense than Twilight Struggle.
Yeah, getting a copy might be the hardest part.
I think that's going to be a little
sure.
tricky, yeah.
But almost everything else on this list, it's like I know somebody who owns this game. There's like 12 more if I was actually like progressing at a true pace. So I'm a bit behind, I guess. Time to lock in.
Good luck. I think you will not finish that one, but you will get close.
There's another weird one that's in the corner where I said I wanted to use my Hilton rewards, my credit card rewards Hilton free night at an LXR in Vegas. It would be super cool to use it at a Vegas hotel, but I think I'm actually just going to end up using it on the reservation in Philadelphia when we go to PAX.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think it was too specific to put where you're using it.
I just need to use that free night because I didn't do it last year and it haunts me.
Yeah.
It's half the value of having a card with an annual fee is the stuff like that.
All right, Tom. I didn't have like a big bingo card. I usually just do a list. I feel pretty good about some of it. I think last time we did this, it was like I had already finished everything.
Really?
By the mid-year.
Like you made your list too easy?
Yeah, this time the list is harder and I have less done, but I still have a decent amount of progress.
Okay.
The first one was to stop using the word gimmick, which is kind of an interesting one. I didn't even remember this, but I mean, yeah, it's completely removed itself from my vocabulary. I just remember like listening to a lot of previous episodes and just the number of times that I'm like, this game has this gimmick or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I just didn't like that that's what I was using. But this one kind of solved itself with characteristics of games because they started using the term conceit, and I feel like conceit has become a stand-in for gimmick because gimmick has like a negative connotation. So yeah, I just haven't used that term at all this year, and it's not even like I'm forcing myself. It just kind of came naturally. So I'm glad that that was not too difficult.
It's really funny that editor Kenny was just really irritated with podcaster Kenny. Like,
oh, it happens all the time. Yeah. If you think I'm hard with you, I'm like harder on myself. I'm like stupid. I had one to judge games less quickly and replay them. This came out of the whole Ginkopolis thing. And there are like specific instances where I went and played a game again before I like made judgments. And even if I talked about them on the cast, I qualified my statements a little bit more. We've been talking about how many plays we've made of a game too, I think both of us. So I would say this is one that we've done as well.
It did not save Pumafiosi.
Yeah, I actually went back and played Pumafiosi and it still wasn't good, unfortunately, which is too bad because I like a lot of the Bitewing games. I guess disclosure, we are acquainted with one of the main people at Bitewing, but that doesn't stop us from shitting on Pumafiosi. The like good examples like Friesma Tenten. That was a game that I talked about on the pod, but I was like, I really have to play this more before I like even decide how I feel about it. So kind of a pat on my back for that. I did play it again and I still kind of felt that way. So I still don't know where I stand on it.
Interesting.
It's really, really cool. I'm like still debating whether or not it's one I want to play again or even keep or I get rid of it. Like it's kind of just in that weird territory of like, how do I feel about this game kind of thing?
Yeah, unknowable.
Oh, you know one is Condottiere. We never talked about Condottiere on the podcast because I played it, I enjoyed it, but I'm like, I need to play this more before I run my mouth about this. So look forward to that in the future.
Little teaser action up in here.
H-index, I had a similar kind of goal to you, but mine was to get up to 20. I think I was like around...
Sheesh.
But that's all time. That's not for the year.
Actually, I don't remember if mine was like just for this year or all time.
I think yours was for this year, but we can change it, you know?
Oh, shit. Well.
Yeah, you wanted to play 10 games 10 times.
I mean, I think I'm still actually pretty close.
Yeah,
now I have
think
to
you're close,
double check, but...
So my H-index, I think, was like 13 at the time. Currently, I am at 16. And I would say even further, there's like 20 specific games that I'm targeting for the H-index. It's like I played like a bajillion games of Hungry Hungry Hippos with my daughter, but like I don't want that to count. That doesn't feel like one. Like I'm not against putting like a kid's game in there.
But come on. It's like not even a game.
Yeah, exactly. I have like Outfoxed as one of the games I played 20 times. I kind of handpick the games, so even that H-index is like a little more strict than just specifically, because I think if you look at the actual H-index, it's a little bit higher. But yeah, I feel good about where I'm at with this.
You should say it like it's an H-index of 20 games that you can't play with your eyes closed.
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. When I first tracked how much I was left with for the 20 games I picked, I had 122 plays left, and that was like end of January. Right now, of those 122 plays, I'm down to 27 left. So I made quite a dent in the first half of the year. And I've consciously tried to play these games specifically.
Wow.
Real quick, for those who are curious, the games that I have completed, that I have played 20 games of, are Android Netrunner, Race for the Galaxy, Dominion, Mahjong, Forest Shuffle, Heat, 51st State, Ark Nova, Dune Imperium, Hey That's My Fish, Outfoxed, Llama, Gizmos. And then the ones that I'm like trying to complete that I'm getting pretty close on is Magic the Gathering, Through the Desert, Seas of Strife, Motainai, Scout, Great Plains, and Crokinole. I know I just threw a lot out there, but... So I think there's like a pretty diverse group of games there. I think the idea was to like not just play a bunch of one kind of thing.
I will absolutely help you out with Magic and Seas of Strife.
Next one I had was Solo Journal RPG. So kind of like you playing a one-shot, I had a commitment to at least like fully invest myself in one journaling RPG. I did actually do one that was like a self-improvement RPG, but I was like, I don't know if I want to like do this for an extended period of time. It didn't really compel me. But then Austin hooked me up with 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. So I've been doing that. My goal is to do the long game of 1,000-Year-Old Vampire to like fully journal my character and get to the end when the vampire quote unquote retires and like kind of document the story. I've been enjoying it. It's cool. It does kind of go into that territory of feeling like I'm like completing an assignment sometimes versus just, you know, oh, I can't wait to do this again. But it comes and goes with the different sessions that I do. I guess a question to the listeners is, would they be interested in hearing about the vampire? You know, I don't want to do like a self-indulgent read or share of that stuff. But if people are like, yeah, I want to know about your vampire, then by all means.
I mean, I'm curious at least a little bit, but I don't know if I'd listen to it at the same time.
Yeah, or maybe I just like share a document or something.
Be cool.
Okay, and then last but not least, I had a goal to cull my collection. I think I was like a little bit over 150 and I wanted to get it down to 150 and then make it so that every time I get a new game, I get rid of a game or vice versa. There was one problem with that particular commitment.
Uh-oh.
My spouse, she also has games. My wife, she has games
My
that
spouse.
she really likes, right?
Woke Borat be like, my partner.
My partner. It doesn't really roll off the tongue as much.
No. I guess my spouse works. Yeah. Woke Borat be like, my spouse.
My significant other. She has games that she really likes. And
oops,
that makes this really awkward where I'm like, well, I need to cull games. Are you okay if we get rid of this? And then she's like, no. And so then I'm at a weird crossroads where I'm like, either I'm getting rid of more and more of the games that only I like, and then more and more of the collection becomes things that she's keeping because she's not committed to this. And I wouldn't I think that's messed up for me to hold her to my resolution or even to my way of collecting games.
Sure. It's going to be funny when like it's like you have like all the problems of like someone who has too many games. They're like piling up. They're like in your bathroom on the stacks on the floor. But it's like it's all Mary's games. Yeah.
No, there's no way because like she's not acquires games at a way lower rate, and the games that she gets she really likes. So I was in this weird crossroads where I'm like, either my collection gets smaller and smaller over time, or I'm like putting us in an awkward spot where I'm like trying to pressure her to get rid of games that she wants to keep. And I'm like, this doesn't work. So all the games that I would not own on my own that she wants to keep, I'm considering not part of my collection moving forward. And if she wants to get games, like by all means, I'm not going to count that towards my collection. When I removed her games, it was roughly like 20 or so games that like I enjoy them, but I wouldn't own them personally that she wants to keep. So with the 20 in mind, I was like, why don't I shoot for the number 125 for what I have left over? So her games don't count to it, but now I have to get to 125. And I was still over that. I think I was like at 132 or something. And it was surprisingly hard. Because I like to like think of myself as like I'm happy to let a game go. But I think even my tolerance level was kind of like put to the extreme. To go from 132 to 125 when you already have a pretty lean collection of like you've thought about what you have in it, it gets really hard really fast. But I was able to do it. So right now I think I currently have 123 games. So I'm under the 125. No, I'm at 122. I must have gotten rid of something else. I think the biggest problem I ran into near the end was having games that I was willing to part way with, but that nobody wanted. Pariah is John Cloudis game, which like John Cloudis is a great designer. I'm surprised nobody wanted Pariahs.
Well, I guess like it's just thematic, right? The game itself is a pariah.
Yeah, I guess so. I will tell you, the one that like sat around the longest was PAX Viking. I thought PAX Viking was cool. I just didn't think it had anything compelling to keep. Nothing like super unique. I had the absolute bear of a time, and finally somebody wanted it in a math trade. Last year when we did this, we also talked about like the state of the pod. I think things are going good. I know that we have had more guests.
I mean, we made a commitment off the air, at least, to try and get someone guesting on the show pretty much every month this year. Just a little bit of ambition, not just for the cynical reason of like boosting exposure, but also because like we just really enjoy.
There's a lot of people we want to
talking to these people. Yeah, there's a lot of folks that we're very interested in, either as a designer, as a content creator, as a personality. And there's plenty of people still on our list that we're hoping we get a chance to, have that correspondence with.
Yeah.
But I do think that the pace of it, I'd be curious to hear what listeners have to say, but I think the pace of it is going to be a little hard to maintain long term. But we've already kind of talked about how we might slow it down a bit. Where tuning in, it has payoffs. You're going to hear from some of your favorite people.
Yeah, it's funny because like we talked about like just for our sakes, trying to make sure that we don't get overwhelmed by keeping such a cadence going on. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, I want to talk to this person. I want to talk to this person. So you're going to have to hold me accountable, Tom.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah.
I really enjoy doing the guest shows. But yeah, I'd be curious to hear from the audience.
I kind of want that energy to be applied to certain games so that we are not driving people to write reviews that they drove to write.
Talk about guests, right? We had Marceline on, and she was awesome. She suggested we do an episode about rummy games. And
yes,
we really want to do the rummy episode. We need to actually sit down and play more rummy games and do our research and be familiar with the history of rummy, how it changed, and how it spread across the world. That takes work. And so I think that's what you're kind of alluding to, right?
Oh, that's exactly it. Because we did this with games you can play with a deck of cards. Was like an early episode.
We also did like a Carl Chuddick episode pretty early on, which I would fit in that category.
We were almost completely out of our element. Obviously, this is a pretty laid back show in general, where we're just trying to like make people laugh a little bit, or at least I am sometimes. And if I'm not making them laugh, I'm making them cringe. But I want more than that personally. I want to sometimes have people tune in and be like, oh, I didn't know that. That's my ambition for the show.
I do think that that's like the best you can strive for, is to be like a person who simultaneously seems completely out of it while also having like deep insights. At least that's what I want to strive for in my golden years, as I get older.
You want to be Yoda, like literally from Star Wars.
Thanks for specifying.
In case people are thinking of the other Yoda from the Chungus Wars. I don't know.
They're really good. Yoda from the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Hey, boo-boo.
Yoda from that new movie that nobody went to see.
Yeah. Got a lot of juicy things. The newsletter, with realizing that this is more than just us like farting into a microphone for our friends. I think we've been like, well, we have something here. Like, let's cook with it. We want to make sure that we continue to do something that we're having fun with. But at the same time, if like it's resonating with people, we want to get it out there. We want to give people what they can enjoy the most of. And so I think that's kind of been the approach to everything with this year. It's like, holy moly, people actually like this. Let's try to be a little bit more professional.
It's basically like the fact that there's a listenership at all. It makes me want to take more pride in it. I felt like we were already doing what we were doing for fun. And I want it to be the crossroads between pride and fun. The fact that we've had the amazing guests that we've had on the show, people that I honestly revere, that's such an awesome thing. I basically kind of want to do right by them, if no one else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like just our guests.
I think we can preserve what's enjoyable about the show and what makes us us, while also providing the best experience and the best podcasts that people can tune into. Those things don't have to compromise or play against each other. So
I do love the idea that our brand is like so entrenched in slop that like that having like unironic effort would actually go against the core qualities of our show.
They used to be authentic, they used to just be complete horseshit, and now they like actually kind of try. Like I don't think anybody really like expects that per se, but maybe they're out there. We did get a nomination. I don't know if I've mentioned that in the opening ever, but
yeah, you're in the valley right now of it being like
the trial period.
We get it. They're really tooting that horn, huh? Like
that's kind of on brand though,
I guess so. Basically, we're not a show that you can ever just jump into, apparently. But that's probably true of most podcasts.
Very early on, Tom and I sat down and we're like, okay, we're starting to actually get people that are listening. What do we even want to do with this? Like, what's the end goal? We didn't have much. We put, we wanted to start getting guests on. We wanted to do some of the things that we've been able to do. Our biggest goal was get a nomination for the Golden Geeks.
We weren't planning on winning, just like from the jump.
Because for me, it's like, the biggest visibility you can get without like paying for ads is to look at the list of nominees for the Golden Geeks and be like, who the hell are these idiots? So that was like the end goal. We were like, we've made it.
Yes.
We've made it if we get a nomination for the Golden Geeks. And we looked at each other. We were like, what do you think? Like 5 years? Do you think we can keep it going for like maybe 3 years if we're lucky?
Right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we already did it. Oh shit. What do we do now?
There's nothing left to do. Like, yeah.
I guess thank you to the listeners. One thing that has not changed is that like it's always a delight when we get either a message or just somebody talking about the podcast or just any sort of like thing that interfaces with Shelf Stable that's like, this is great. It just makes it worth it. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on behalf of Tom, but like I do not give a shit about making it or about making money or anything like that. I don't think there's any money to be made in it unless we get, like a Willy Wonka ass golden ticket kind of situation. So for me, it's like very much about the podcast itself and just having a good time, spending some good time with you.
My dude. The fact that there's more even there is just kind of a delight. And if there's any sort of push to like get it in front of more people, it's just because I want more people to enjoy what we're enjoying, what you're enjoying. It's like, it's not really about anything other than that. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, my favorite review of our show that someone left was the one that said like same sense of humor or something, for better or worse. Sorry, I don't have it pulled up to read off your username. I'm like, this is exactly what it's about. It's like creating a freak show for freaks like us and getting to hang out with cool people in our Discord, getting to talk to people on stream. Huge shout out Josh Burgle for showing up every week. I appreciate you. It's just cool to feel like we're like now a part of something that is honestly just like more cool than we are.
Yeah, it feels like somehow sneaking into the green room for like a show that has like all these really cool artists that you look up to. That experience alone has been like way more than I had anticipated, and it's just kind of a nice sweetener on top of everything.
Well, it's coming up next week too. Hopefully you've written in and told us your favorite bits from the show. We're going to be trying to celebrate our community itself, because that's the other thing I'm genuinely all about, is like the community and the culture of board gaming. We want to shift it in an inclusive direction. We want to shift it in a positive direction. We want people celebrating what Asa said, the magic of gaming, the memories that you're going to leave behind with other people on all these sessions that we had and shared together. That's what we're trying to get at. That's what we're
really going for here. It's not about the games. It's about the magic that the games bring.
The magic that gathered around you.
Worked it in. We got too heartfelt. Let's bring it down.
Let's just start beatboxing.
Why so serious? That was a big theme of 26. Joker beatboxing.
It's bigger than ever. The stock can only go up. I think that's going to do it for this week. I want to appreciate everybody for listening all the way through this. And I'm sorry to our unedited episode listeners in particular. Thank you especially to our Patreon supporters. Speaking of which, subscribe to us on Patreon for free and get our monthly newsletter, which we need to write the new one for soon. Consider a paid tier if you want to join us in the Discord. Get access to unedited episodes and cool bonus content with awesome guests. Help us make the show the best thing that you could be listening to. And I got to shout out Michael, Tyler, Devon, and Josh, the Boise RainBeaus, for your cool segue music. And thank you to Bonehast for letting us use your song, Rot, as our opening theme.
If you're loving the cast, go ahead and reach out directly at shelfstablecast@gmail.com or share it with a friend on Reddit. Write a review, do a thumbs up. What do you think about this week? How do you think we're doing on our resolutions? Do we change anything about it? Tom, we have a very special episode 100 award nominated 100 coming up next week.
The 100 episodes you have to listen to before you die.
All right. Bye, everyone.
I think that's going to do it. See ya.